342 at the Wilson Bridge, change to start runway 33, runway 33. 25 Memorial. S25 running. CRJ in flight. S25, pass on is CRJ. S25 has an aircraft in flight for separation.
Holy shit. Wait, dude, like it went in a straight line, like straight at it.
Yeah.
But like both have lights, right? So like, how did that even happen?
American 3130, go around, turn left in 250, climb Anthony 3000. At the Wilson Bridge.
So the crazy thing is like listening to that.
At the Wilson Bridge,
Yeah, my mom listens to a lot of this stuff, so yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Basically like the ATC, like the control tower, actually like called out. The call sign for that particular helicopter was PAT 25.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
PAT 25 is Department of Army Priority Air Transport Mission 25.
Okay.
So that basically means it was somebody like a VIP on that plane, on the helicopter.
But they're saying that there wasn't a VIP according to the.
I mean that's what the PAT 25 is. It's it's basically on the helicopter. Yeah. Supposedly it was a training flight is what people are saying. But yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure they're not gonna use PAT 25 if it's just a training flight.
So you think it's bullshit? Like you think they're trying to cover something up?
I don't know. I mean, you don't know who's on that plane. I mean, the helicopter. But regardless, like the control tower actually like contacted the helicopter. The helicopter says they have visual separation. They see the plane and they have visual separation. That's what happened. That's what the helicopter pilot said like seconds before the collision. I'm not sure what the helicopter pilot was seeing. Like if they were like,
did they see something else basically and think it was the plane?
Like what I'm thinking is maybe they thought they saw something else that was the plane that was incoming, and they didn't realize that the plane was literally on top of them.
So see if there's more info on it.
Yeah. So like I don't know if you have do you have another video to watch?
We got a couple like tweets from Trump about it apparently. So one of them is the airplane was on a perfect routine line of approach to the airport. The helicopter was going in the straight at the airplane for an extended period of time. On a clear night, the lights of the plane were blazing. Why didn't the helicopter go up or down or turn? Why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane? This is a bad situation that looks like it could have been prevented. Not good. And then he has a follow-up Truth Social post that says, what a terrible night this has been. God bless you all. That says, breaking military Black Hawk that crashed into the American Airlines flight was reportedly flying dark per ADSB exchange. What does that mean, flying dark? But then they were on the comms though, right? What do they mean by flying dark? Do you know what that means?
I mean, like they don't have lights on, right? But you do see little blinking lights.
Yeah, you do. That's right. In the video, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we go back to the video, the original video here.
342 at the Wilson Bridge, change to start runway 33.
That's right. You can see it right there. Right here, you can see the blink. So yeah, so it wasn't flying dark then. What is this talking about then? Yeah. In fact, in this video, it's a little bit longer, so you can actually see you can see it right here. Where I'm pointing right here. Wait, was it? No, you can see it right there. So it wasn't there. There we go. There's a video. There's a confirmation that it had lights on. DC was reported, quote unquote, flying dark as per the ADSB. So that's why it's in quotes. The chopper was not broadcasting on ADSB signal. What does that mean?
Okay, that's like basically ADSB is like every commercial flights, any like large like helicopters, they have what's called a transponder that basically broadcasts out its current location and altitude. Mm-hmm. So like if what they call it, basically like an airplane, like what they call it, like the CRJ the American Airlines was flying.
Yeah.
If it basically detects an ADSB signal that says that there's an aircraft right in front of it, like basically by doing calculation of mass, it will trigger what's called a TCAS. So it's basically like something avoidance system. It's like basically it keeps the planes from crashing. It will basically say pull up or descend.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like if they weren't actually if they weren't running a TCAS signal, ADSB signal, then the TCAS system will have nothing to lock onto to tell the pilot that there's something there.
Wait, what? Okay, so it has just been found submerged in the Potomac River, and first responders say there is likely no viable victims inside. So I guess like this is kind of the trending on it. It is kind of crazy how it just PAT priority air transfers mean there was a very high ranking military official, but then yeah, they're claiming it was training and nobody was on there. Holy shit, man. That's so fucking sad.
I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river right now as we speak. That's all I can pray for.
Oh my God, dude. A man waiting for his wife at
very poor visibility. The
Thanks for the
pilots
bit,
cannot
Thank
see
you.
below them, so I can't blame the airline pilot for not seeing the heli. Like Asari says, there is no way for the airliner to see the heli with its transponder off in this situation.
But it wouldn't have been the aircraft's fault. It would be the heli's fault because the heli went straight into it.
And also the heli said to the tower that it sees it has visual on the aircraft and is maintaining visual separation. When you say visual separation in terms of aircraft, over 1,000 feet.
So it's like it's not even close, basically.
Yeah, so it should have never happened.
A man waiting for his wife at Reagan National Airport who was on board the commercial planes.
I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river right now as we speak. That's all I can pray for.
That's fucking devastating,
When's the
man.
last time you spoke with her?
She texted me that they were landing in 20 minutes.
Can you show us a text message that you got from her?
Landing
That's
in 20
so
minutes.
fucking
The rest
sad.
of my text did not get delivered. That's when I realized something might be up. I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river.
That's so sad,
right now
dude.
as we speak. That's all.
So I mean, what do you think about it? Do you think it's what do you think if you had to place like percentages? What do you think are the percentages that like it was an accident? Do you think it's just something possible for an accident?
I mean, at this point, looking at like the communication, it's most likely going to be an accident, actually.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the
because, like,
prime. No, thank you.
Most likely, what happened was like the helicopter basically probably was probably looking out like much further away.
Saw a different object.
You have to remember,
right?
like most helicopters, they're not going to look up because planes are going to be coming from above you when it's landing, right?
Yeah.
So they're probably not going to be looking straight up, especially since right above them they have what they call it. They have the roof of the helicopter. They have the rotor that's like that's spinning. They probably would not have even seen the rotor, like the.
So did the
coming in.
plane land on top of the helicopter, basically?
So basically, I mean,
It intersected like as the helicopter was landing. So the bottom of the helicopter hit the top of the helicopter, basically, but like coming in like at an angle, right?
so I mean, yeah, it's basically the landing approach. That particular plane was coming in on runway 33 at at Reagan like airport.
You should show it in Flight Simulator.
Showing it in flight simulator is probably not gonna be it's gonna be pointless. But I mean, if you want to like switch over to like if you have my my NDI feed open available for NDI.
I could, yeah. Do you want me to put it up?
Yeah, if you want to. I have I have flight radar up.
Okay, hold on. Let me
Unfortunately, the flight radar for some reason doesn't have the PAT 25.
give me a second to add the NDI feed.
In my pilot, no, I just like flight simulators. So I'm like I won't really watch all this stuff.
Okay, so what you have on screen right now, like I can show that.
Well, this is the what do you call it?
No. As in, is it okay to show on camera right now?
The NDI feed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm piping in your feed now.
Okay.
Thanks for the follow,
All right.
Phil. Thank you.
So
Phil Nicholas.
this is the flight radar map. So it's basically like this right here at the bottom. That's this is the flight. This is JIA 53402, which is
That's
PSA Airlines.
the American Airlines, right?
It's PSA Airlines operated as American Eagle. So like most a lot of these smaller like regional jets
Yeah.
are actually like operated by third party companies, not the actual
Thank you,
main
Phil
carrier.
Nicholas. Thank you.
So like United has United Express, America has America Eagle. I forgot what Delta called theirs, but yeah, they all have like they basically contract out to third party companies that basically runs these flights so that those companies could get like subsidies from the federal government. But regardless, that's not anyway. So the actual operating company is called PSA Airlines, but that's not really important. It's a CRJ 700. ER, and this particular airplane was November 709 Papa Sierra. That was a Sierra registration number.
I see that.
And all right, so let's go ahead and do the play. And it's basically flying in on an approach. And if you actually look at this approach, look at how this like comes in at an angle.
Yeah, I see that. It's like a it's at the like they're having to curve into it basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I see
basically,
that.
at the ITEC like star right here, that's the waypoint. It has to make a turn. Basically, it has to turn into 334 degrees to basically line up for the runway. So that's basically, this is a runway. Oh,
We can see it. We can see your cursor.
okay, yeah. So this is a runway. It's gonna basically be coming down, and then so notice it's basically over the Potomac River,
Potomac. Yeah.
and then basically, I mean, at this point, it loses radar contact and stops data.
So that's where it happened, like literally
So
right before it was
there.
landing.
I mean, it probably, and right now it's basically radar, what's called ADSB, like radar tracking, doesn't know where after the plane. So it's basically just going all over the place.
Yeah. I see.
But yeah, that's kind of what happened.
So like the helicopter, do we have any information on like where it came from, or there's like I'm guessing a military base nearby that.
I have no idea because at least on Flight Radar 24 that I have a subscription to, for some reason that helicopter is not showing up.
That's crazy.
It's not showing up. I don't know why. But yeah,
So you think it's most likely it was just an accident of the helicopter pilot seeing a different object or plane, thinking it was the one that they were talking about that they had visual on, and then it was just an unfortunate accident as the plane couldn't see the helicopter, kind of because the plane was assumed that they're clear based on like air traffic control, right?
Yeah, the air traffic control already at this point already cleared what to call it, this the American Eagle flight.
Thanks for the prime code reading. Thank you.
To land. So they already had the landing clearance. Mm-hmm. So at that point,
they have right of way and everything. Like
they have the right of way.
Yeah,
they have the airspace. Usually at this point, like the pilots are gonna be basically just trying to get.
Well, first off, why would a helicopter start ascending over the water?
Why would the helicopter start ascending over the water? Did it? I mean,
it was actually flying southbound down the Potomac River.
Okay.
Potomac River. So it wasn't. Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure.
But it's crazy that they would be, I guess.
But yeah, you usually like once the plane is in this phase of flight, the pilot is going to be basically focused on just trying to land and what you call it, like make the line up the plane and land the plane, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. If you look at the on the chart that I have on the screen, it says RNAV GPS. That means that what you call this is not an automatic landing. So it's not like there's another one called ILS, which is the instrument landing system, which can be an automatic landing.
So this was like the pilots are manually landing, like they actually.
With the GPS, the RNAV, it will basically give you waypoints, like a GPS coordinates that you have to basically hit.
Like you're aligning with, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So you're basically checking off like landmarks that you're gonna go to, and it's gonna basically, like if you look at the bottom, like right underneath, it has like the K-trends and NTSB, and then it basically has different altitudes. Mm-hmm. And that's basically like your checkpoint of like, at this point, you have to be at this altitude. At this point, you have to be at this altitude.
Mm-hmm. So it's
right?
yeah, okay. That makes sense to me. Okay.
Yeah. If at this point, like where when I first showed the flight around this area down here. Yeah. It was basically right. It's gonna be right above where the like degree symbol for the 023 is, right? Like by the tip of your hook. So I don't know if you could see that. This is the 023 right above NTSB.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. I see it. Yeah.
So yeah, it's right around where the percent symbol is.
Here, I'll point at it.
Not percent, but the
with the top of my hair.
Yeah.
Right there, 0.
Oh no!
This one right here, right? 023.
Yeah, basically, kind of like where the V is, I guess, in that particular one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, at that point, the plane's gonna be roughly around, maybe a little, or maybe around 400 feet, and then it's gonna be coming, and then it makes a left turn to line up for the runway and land. Am I a pilot? No. I just like flight simulators. I like studied all these like charts and stuff and landing like simulator planes. But anyways, so at the last moment, it's basically once you're on the final approach, like you make that left turn and go into the approach, you're not going to be looking for a helicopter that's going to be right underneath you, right? So especially since planes only have visual references of right in front of them and a little bit to their left and right.
But wouldn't the helicopter also have like instrumentation or something like that? Or like, I mean, shouldn't the helicopter have, so it was the helicopter's fault 100%.
Basically, yeah, it would be 100% helicopter's fault.
And they were, and again, like they were warned that there was a plane on their heading.
Yes.
And
so
they,
the tower contacted them. That's the Ronald Reagan Airport Tower actually contacted saying, Pat 25, there's a CRJ, coming towards you at what they call it as some usually as some number, because based on the clock of what degree it is. Mm-hmm. And at that point, the Pat 25 responded that they see they have visual on the plane.
Thanks, Tamaki.
They will maintain visual separation. Mm-hmm. So most likely what they probably saw was
Who let
something
Neebs
else.
fly a Black Hawk again?
Thanks, Rigo. Thank you for the bits.
Arigato.
So yeah, most likely they probably saw some other object in the sky, basically mistaken it as the CRJ, not realizing the CRJ is literally on top, almost like it's more like right on top of them, basically.
So like, okay, so just to like kind of go a little bit, I guess I'm trying to consider like sort of tinfoil theories. It wouldn't even be easy to like hit that thing. So it's either, it would be incredibly, like the odds of this happening are pretty low, right? So it's like, it's a really unfortunate accident. If it is an accident, like it's basically like a freaking moonshot accident, right?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. That it's a helicopter's pilot error.
Yeah, it's hard to collide on intention, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, what you're saying, BMO. It would be hard to do that on purpose, right? For the helicopter.
It's basically there's a thing called something bias. I forgot what it's called. Hold on. Basically, like what the helicopter pilot was expecting to see something, so they basically thought that was it.
Yeah, they saw something further ahead and then thought that was what they were being told it was.
Yeah, confirmation bias. Thank you very much, Jack Jackson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically, they probably most likely just saw something like they saw like what they call light in the what they call it in the sky, and basically probably thought that was the CRJ when that was not.
So do you think that the basically the plane landed on top of the helicopter, so the helicopter couldn't see the plane?
The helicopter could not see the plane?
Yeah.
The helicopter and the plane was coming from above the helicopter, most likely.
Yeah, so like he didn't see it because it was above. And so, basically what happened was, of course they're kind of coming in like sort of, so they're coming in like perpendicularly, like on the, I guess that would be on the x-axis or the z-axis. They're going on z-axis.
Like this, right?
Z-axis, they're going in...
the helicopter was coming in like this.
Perpendicularly. And then on the y-axis, the plane is coming in from above and kind of falling down into it, basically. And then that's how they collided.
Yeah.
So then it's possible that with that in that scenario, it's possible for the helicopter to never have even seen the plane.
It's possible, yeah. I mean, I don't know why the tower should have not even allowed the helicopter into the airspace at that point.
Should have just told them to bail out, basically?
They should have told them to wait, like hold.
Yeah. Especially because it's a helicopter.
It's a helicopter, so it could have stopped.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It should have been like there's a what you call a plane on approach, so you just hold a few seconds.
So it was a. So do you think some of the blame goes to the air traffic control in this case as well for taking like that risk?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean that could have been avoided by ATC.
It's going to be really interesting to see like who was on board. Update: DC Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly has said that during the show ended presser on the mid-air collision of the Reagan Washington National Airport that the SAR search is entirely on the waters of the Potomac River and not overland. During search and rescue operations, there's concern that the accident victims may die from hypothermia due to freezing cold of the Potomac River, even if they survive. This is the thread. American Airlines collided. Hold on. Are you sending me something?
Yeah, I sent you a video of like kind of like the radar view.
Okay.
When you look at the radar view, the Pat 25
you can see it there. Pat 25
003. That's 300 feet. The JIA 5342 is reading 500 feet at this point. At this point, now it's reading 400.
Oh my god!
Kilo is what they call it, descended to 200 feet.
He landed right on top of him, right there.
and then 300. And it looks like what they call it. The helo actually went up.
Wait, it did? Oh, wait, it went up into it?
So if you looked, see how the right before, what do you call it?
Yes, it's 200 feet right now.
It was 200.
And it went to 300. It went up.
And it just went to 300. So yeah, a failed evasion. maybe the helicopter pilot thought it could what do you call it, go above the plane.
But still, like, I mean, it's like you said earlier, like in your analysis, like why even take this risk in the first place with a helicopter, right?
The air traffic control should have told them to hold.
JIA has to turn into the as my mom explained. Do you still have your thing up?
Yeah, it's still up.
Here. So as she explained, the runway, if you could show where the runway is with your cursor.
So the runway will be right here.
It's not showing your cursor. I think you have to click it. Click the window.
Okay, can you see it now?
No.
Okay.
I'll use my hair. Okay.
It says runway.
Right here. See my hair? Where the tip of my hair is pointing. See this runway right here? That's the runway.
Oh, and you want this. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. All right, go ahead.
So basically, the approach path for this is according to the approach plate, which is what's the little chart that's showing on the screen. The plane has to come in basically like this. It flies in like this, and then right around here makes a left turn, and then lands in. That's how the approach plate is set up.
You can see that on the right of the screen, right above my head.
Yes.
Which would be, you can see it like this is kind of the airport. You can see it go up like this and then turn and then go that way. Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I could I don't remember where it was.
Kaiser said, I got a new question. Why did the helicopter fly so close to the airport? The rest of the thread here, we've got, oh, dang.
God.
It is kind of a small plane though, isn't it?
I mean, it is a small plane, but it's still going to be carrying like 64 people, right?
Yeah.
That's still a lot of people. It's a lot of lives.
You can see here, I guess this diagram of where the crash occurred. Mm-hmm. Like right over it, basically, as it was turning. As you said earlier, how it would turn into the runway.
And that's...
I use my little hair pointer here, but you can see the runway right here where my hair, the tip of my hair is hitting. Mm-hmm. The tip of my red hair. You can see the runway here. And then you can see here is like the turn that my mom was talking about where it turns in.
So basically, yeah, the straight part below, that's the base leg. Mm-hmm. Basically just turn and then lines up for the runway. And then, so it's a GPS approach. So the GPS will basically kind of guide you to right before the turn. Mm-hmm. And then once you basically get to the turn, you're basically making a visual landing of, you have to like look at it with your eyes and then line up the plane like accordingly.
Yep.
So
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, the pilots are going to be busy making sure like everything is stabilized and it's like you're in good condition to land. They're not going to be looking for a helicopter that's going to be flying right into them, especially because they would expect what they call it, a TCAS warning if something were to show up, which they wouldn't get since the ADSB was turned off on the helicopter.
So let's see more of this.
Having the ADSB turned off makes it sound more like what they call it, more like the helicopter was carrying a VIP.
But they're claiming it wasn't.
But why would they turn off the ADSB unless they're trying to hide the plane from...
And also, why would they use that call sign? Well, not call sign, but whatever the...
Well, it is a call sign.
Call sign. Yeah, why would they be using that call sign if it wasn't for that, right?
Flying ADSB off, like, the only reason they would, what they call it, the only reason to turn off ADSB is if they don't want to be, like, easily tracked.
This is the helicopter, apparently, like this kind of helicopter.
Yeah, it was a Black Hawk.
Is the one that hit. We have, like, I guess, some night vision footage of it. That's pretty wild. Is this normal? Wait, what is this? 60 fatalities, apparently? So there were no survivors so far. Anyway, that's crazy. It looks like that's all we have until we get, like, more info on it. But, again, like, it's probably an accident. A very tragic accident. Let me grab it.
It looks like the helicopter came from from Langley. Or at least close to Langley.
Okay, I'm pulling that up right now. I mean, I guess it makes sense to use the river as like a training route, right? It's not like, that doesn't seem too weird. Is it? I don't think so. Thanks for the follow, Vanessa. Thank you.
From what I read, a lot of times they tend to fly like the river route because it's more scenic, apparently, for VIPs.
I see. But if that's true, then they would still run that route as the training route, right? Because then you would want to train on the route that you're going to use for VIPs, right? So I mean, it could still, but then again, it's like you said, it's kind of weird that they would use like an active call sign like
Airline
that, right?
pilot accidentally hit Squawk 7,500,
Thanks for the bit,
so the
Shago.
heroic heli pilot intercepted and sacrificed himself to end the hostage situation. That's my 0 cents.
Man.
Thank you for the bit, Shago, but I'm pretty sure nobody's.
But the thing is, they're claiming right now that there wasn't a VIP on board. That's like their whole thing that they said.
But they said they had 3 people on board the helicopter.
They said they were all soldiers.
They said they were all soldiers.
Yeah, that's what the press conference said, right?
Oh,
I'm
I
pretty
don't know.
sure.
It was hard for me.
90% sure. That's what they said. Anyone in chat can confirm? They said it was 3 soldiers, right? Like, there were no VIPs on board.
A general would be a soldier. That's true. A general will be considered a soldier.
I guess that's true. Anyway, I guess that's it on that, right?
Aircraft call signs always stays the same regardless of who's on board. That's not true, actually.
When would they change it? Usually,
Like any plane,
I thought so.
any plane that the president
Here we
is on
go
is
again
always
with the
called Air Force
ridiculously
One.
rich people wanting to go on
And
scenic
whatever
routes.
the
How
vice
much you
president
want
is
to
on
bet
is
they
Air Force
used an
Two.
Xbox controller for day?
that's true. Air Force One is like just like one example of that.
Yeah.
Things are getting weird in Helldivers, apparently. Well, I guess we'll find out on Sunday, right, Mommy?
I guess so.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I think that's good for today.
All right. Thank you, Mommy. Have a good night.
Okay.